Hello everyone, in this video I would like to show you how to create a structure that looks like this. So, how to do it? It's pretty easy. So I go to section. First we need to create a mass. So I click on in place mass, I select the second one, and I draw the first shape. Basically it's made of 5 arcs. So I need to define in which plane I want to work. So for example, this one, I create first arc, maybe something like this one. Yeah. And then we go to floor plan and we copy this line several times there. So I click on copy, I uncheck constraint, I know 3 meters, another 3 meters, and so on. So something like this. Then I change the radius. So for this one, it can be, for example, 5 meters. For this one, it can be the same. So 5 meters. And here we change it to, for example, 5 meters and 500 millimeters. Okay. I think I can move it a little bit so it's not so close. Like that. And the next thing, we need to create a plane based on these lines. So I select all these lines, click on create form, and I have the form. And now we need to assign a pattern. So I select the plane, click on divide surface, and in this case I use pattern called rectangle. Okay, so we have the pattern, and now we need to define the family that will be automatically placed to all these rectangles. So I go to file, new, family. I need to select family called metric generic pattern based, this one. Because we are using the rectangle pattern, we don't need to change anything, but if you want to use I don't know, octagonal or hexagon, you can select here. For example, we can move it and change it, so you can just change the template, but in my case I select rectangle. And how to do the pyramids that I made before? It's pretty easy. The first thing, I need to define a point in the center, which I define by defining a line between these 2 points. Then I need to define the point, so I hover over this line and click. Then I select this small point, and in the properties I change the normalized curve parameter to 0.5, so it will always be in the center of this line. The next thing we need to do is to define another point that will always be in the center, but with offset of, for example, 500 millimeters, but we can actually assign a parameter so we can change it anytime we want. What we need to do, we need to actually define the plane where we want to work on. So basically, if I click on this point, you can see that it has, right now it is just one plane, but basically it has 3 planes, one horizontal one and 2 vertical ones, basically like these points. If I turn off the thickness, you can see that the point has 1, 2, 3 reference planes. So we need to select the one that's horizontal. So I go to set and I try to find the horizontal plane. You can use tab on your keyboard to, so now I found it. So you can use tab. So let's select the horizontal one, and now we are working in the work plane of this point. So I can create another point on top of this one. We get the warning, but we don't need to care. I select this point, and now you can see that we have different parameters. In this case, we can change the offset. So let's say it will be, I don't know, 500. And in this case, we need to use negative values, and we can assign a parameter there. So maybe we can we assign a parameter. So let's name it offset. So now we should be able to change it. So if we go to properties and change it to -300, I look at it and apply, it will automatically change. So the next thing we need to do is to actually define some lines there. The easiest way is always to use spline through point. So I select spline, select this point and this one, this one and this one, this one and this one, this one and this one. And now we need to create these planes. So I select this line and this line, and I create a form. If it's not working like this, we need to go back, and before we start connecting it, you need to select all these lines and change them to reference line, and it should start working. So now if we select the reference lines and try to create a form, you can see that it's trying to create a solid, but down here you can see that it's uses the spacebar to circle through possible forms. So for example, in this case I have only two options. If I hit spacebar, it's just a plane. If I hit spacebar again, it's this solid. So I just want to have the plane. I can show you it's good for example, if I have a circle and I want to create form, I can switch between the cylinder and the sphere. So we have two options. Okay, so if I don't want to have it, I can delete it. So now I finish this plane. So spacebar and enter, again spacebar, create form, enter. Now I save it. Let's say it will be pyramid number 2, and now I load it into, yeah, and I can select the plane, so I can change the material. So I select everything, I filter it, select for example carton panels, and I assign a material. So I create a new material, let's say material, so we'll be able to change the material. So I load it into project, and now we are still in this 3D in this edit mode. So I just select this divided surface, and now I should be able to select the pyramid that we created. So it will automatically create the pyramids everywhere. If you want to change the elevation, you just using a tab on your keyboard, you can select the family, go to edit type, and let's say -2 meters, for example. Or if we want to go inside, we can type 500 or 1 meter. And let's say we change the material to something like grass, whatever, doesn't matter much. Okay, so now it goes inside like that. So I hope you learned something, and see you next time. Bye.